Welcome to a dramatic reading of The Grinch 2, The Way I See It, by Uncle Bob. You can see him right there in the corner. This is a fan sequel to, I believe, specifically the Jim Carrey Grinch movie. I don't really recall the Grinch being heavily characterized by his ability to invent in perhaps the original Seuss book and animation. And that comes up quite frequently in this film. And we're going to go for a dry run here. I have not figured out any voices I'm going to do for any of this. And I think we're going to do the first 10-ish pages. Just get this first kind of act out of the way. So without further ado, let's get Grinchy with it. As you can see, this is gently color-coded. So the red is the narrator, which, normally is denoted by the fact that there's the narrator tag. Whatever. As you remember, the Who's of Whoville were celebrating Christmas with the Grinch and Martha May Whovier at the town of Whobilation. Or the town Whobilation? Is it the town of? No, it's Whoville. Whobilation is their big thing. I'm fucking this up already. Oh, I don't know my Grinch lore. Oh my god. Grinch, as you know, was even elected as the Holiday Cheermeister after being nominated by Cindy Lou Who. Of course, this infuriated Mayor Augustus Mayhew, but what made him even more furious was the fact that the Grinch's and Martha's relationship continued to grow. They couldn't stay away from each other. Martha realized she would have a tough task ahead of her to teach him manners, courtesy, and respect for others so he would fit in with the villagers. She would help him change his horrible diet and disgusting table manners. Not only will this help him fit better in, but it will create a healthier lifestyle for him. She doesn't even have a line of dialogue yet, and she's up his ass about this horrible diet and disgusting table manners. Unbelievable. Even the fucking narrator's with her. We gotta kill Uncle Bob, dude. The camera shows his first time in a restaurant, and he and Martha sit down at a table. A waitress asks them if they would like something to drink. Martha orders a glass of red wine, and he orders a bottle of Tabasco sauce. Martha corrects him, fucking bitch, and suggests a glass of red wine for him also. Martha, with an embarrassed look on her face, realizes it's going to be a long night and asks the waitress, "Could you please just get us a bottle of red wine instead?" The waitress leaves and returns with 2 wine glasses and 2 menus, and says she will be back with the bottle of wine. As she leaves, the Grinch grabs the wine glass and bites off the base. Martha, in a panic, stops him and pulls the base from his mouth before he eats it and places it on the table. "Honey, please put the rest of the glass on the table. I'll ask the waitress for a new one." Hold on, I have to bring out the Jim Carrey in me for this one. "Oh, good, that tasted horrible. What is with these restaurants today?" We're fucking in for it. The waitress returns with a bottle of wine. Martha, looking quite frazzled, "Could you please get us a new wine glass? He accidentally knocked his off the table and broke it." Martha horridly puts her hand over his mouth to stop him. The waitress leaves to get a new wine glass, and the Grinch grabs the bottle of wine and starts to guzzle it down. "Grinch, please stop. You're embarrassing me. When the waitress returns with a new glass, I'll pour you a glass and show you the proper way to drink it." This dude's going a little beast mode in a restaurant, and she won't even let him have that. My god. Before the waitress returns, Martha, being a little rattled, pours herself a glass and guzzles it down. "That's the way you're supposed to drink it?" "No, you must have misunderstood me. I'm showing you how not to drink it." The waitress returns with his new glass and says, "I'll give you folks a few minutes to look at the menu." She walks away. Martha pours herself a second glass and then pours him a glass. "Okay, you have to sip it slowly to savor the flavor. Watch me." Martha slowly takes a sip and says, And that's the proper way to drink your wine. Man, you're fucking passive-aggressive about it, too. We have to kill these people. The Grinch raises the glass to his mouth and starts to gulp, and Martha raises her hand and says, "No, no, no, no. Sip it slowly." He slowly takes a sip, moves his lips in a motion. That's usually how it goes, yeah. Moves his lips in a motion while looking upward, as if he is deciding if he likes it. He takes a second sip, nods his head up and down a couple of times, and says, "I love it." Martha picks up a menu and hands it to the Grinch, and then picks up one for herself. "If you need help choosing anything, let me know, and don't be afraid to ask any questions if you don't understand."
"Can't I just have yesterday's leftovers?"
"No, that's disgusting, and it's not safe."
"Oh, okay, then I'll have today's leftovers."
"No, sweetheart, that's still disgusting, and it's not good for you. You have to start eating better. You must start eating healthier. From now on, you only eat fresh food, okay? It won't even let the guy have some fucking leftovers. Like, come on, what if I don't eat my whole burger? I gotta have a little manchi on that quarter-pounder Whopper later, man. God." The Grinch studies, with a possessive apostrophe S, the menu, and says to Martha,
"I think I'll have the filet mignon."
That's pronounced filet mignon.
"What is filet mignon?"
This fucking sucks. "It's a type of steak which I know you will enjoy. I think I'm gonna have the lasagna." "Hello, Martha. Hello, Mr. Grinch. Are you ready to order?" Martha, can I start with you?" Martha answers, "Let's start with him, because he's gonna need some help with this. Dude, fucking Jesus. Go ahead, Grinch. Give it a try."
"I'll have the filet mignon."
"How would you like that cooked?"
"If you don't know how to cook it, then you shouldn't be in the restaurant business."
"I'm sorry, he doesn't understand. What she means is, do you want it rare, medium, or well done?"
"Well, of course I want it done well. If I wanted it done lousy, then I wouldn't pay these outrageous prices at a restaurant, now would I?"
"Grinch, no. What she means is..." "Never mind. He'd like it medium, please." "What side would you like?" says the waitress. I don't have a different voice for these two. Grinch, while looking quite confused, points with both hands to the right, and then points to the left. Then he points in front of himself and says,
"I would prefer to have it right here."
Martha again steps in and says, "He'll have a baked potato, please." Fucking just tell him he's got options, dude. What if you don't like no taters? Which is, actually, I'd be mad. I'd fuck with a good starch. The waitress, again looking at Grinch, says, "Soup or salad?"
"Well, yes."
Waitress looks at Martha for help. Martha says, "Salad, please." Martha tells Grinch, "You have to choose one or the other. You can't have both. So you make the choice for him first, man. This woman fucking kill." Waitress to Martha says, "What dressing would he like?" "He would like the blue cheese dressing."
"Hey, did you hear that one about the cook who caught the salad dressing?" "I love that one. It cracks me up every time."
The waitress gives a quick, nervous smile and immediately turns to Martha and asks what she wants. Martha says, "I'll have the lasagna and a salad with the house dressing."
"I never saw a house dressing. Was it made of bear wood?"
I think the Grinch would laugh like that. I also peeked the fuck out of my mic doing that, so I think we're doing good. The waitress turns and leaves as quickly as possible. Martha takes another large gulp from her wine glass. Camera pans away and shows them leaving the restaurant, commenting on what a great meal they had and flagging down a cab. Every day, every outing that Martha and Grinch do together is a challenge for Martha. She loves him dearly, but he is not easy to deal with. One day Martha took him to a grocery shopping. Is definitely what I meant to say. It was his first time in a grocery store. Martha grabbed a shopping cart and started going down the aisle.
Oh, let me do it, let me do it.
jumping up and down. Martha lets Grinch take over pushing the cart. Okay, but please be careful. Martha would grab items off of the shelf and put them in the cart. Grinch,
Let me do it.
the Grinch slides his arm down the shelf, knocking half the items in the cart and half of them onto the floor. Onto? Hey, that's big writing for this guy. Onto? Crazy. Martha quite loudly. Grinch, please stop. You're making a mess and we do not need all that stuff. Put them back on the shelf and help me pick up everything. The fella can't do a fucking thing. The Grinch, being the Grinch, rolls his eyes and while mumbling under his breath, does as she had asked, but of course is putting everything in the wrong spots. Upside down, you know. Thankfully, a stock boy comes around the corner and tells them not to worry. He will take care of everything. Thank you so much for your help. We're so sorry. Martha turns to the Grinch and tells him to apologize to the stock boy. The Grinch, while looking down towards his feet with a sad face, mumbles softly,
I'm sorry.
Grinch, say it like you mean it. The Grinch, with his hands to his side, shuffles his right foot and says louder,
I'm very sorry.
The stock boy says, That's okay, Mr. Grinch, I'll take care of it. That's my stock boy voice. You're going to hear a lot of that. Finally, they move on. When they turn the corner and go up the next aisle, the Grinch crashes the cart into a lady's cart, which was on the side of the aisle. The lady looks up at the Grinch and gives him a dirty look. The Grinch says to Martha,
What's her problem?
Grinch, you crashed into her cart.
But she was parked there.
So, go around her.
Yeah, well, I guess I could have done that.
They go to the end of the aisle, and the Grinch cuts the corner too sharp with the wrong tube, and bangs his cart into a display shelf loaded with soft drink bottles, knocking the bottom leg of the shelf out, and all the bottles rolled off the shelf for what seemed like an eternity. Grinch, putting his hands around his mouth and quite loudly yells,
Clean up on aisle 6. I cracked myself up.
Around the corner comes the same stock boy that just finished cleaning up their last mess.
You know, it's not really my fault. My girlfriend pushed me.
That is absolutely, positively not true. That's it! I'm taking cart duty away from you until you learn to be more careful.
She said duty.
The stock boy shakes his head and bends down to start picking up the mess. Martha takes over pushing the cart, and she says to him, Honey, please stop acting like a child. You must be more careful and thoughtful to people around you.
Well, yeah, but I always say I'm sorry, and I help pick up the stuff on the floor.
Okay, I agree, that's nice, but you shouldn't be causing the problem in the first place.
Okay, I promise I will get better. Baby steps, Martha. Baby steps.
Martha rolls her eyes. The Grinch picks up a bundle of bananas and asks Martha,
Why are these fat and yellow, not brown and floppy?
That's the way they're supposed to look when they're fresh. Put them in the cart, you'll love them, but you have to wait until they're home to eat them. The Grinch looks at a loaf of bread and asks,
So this is white and not green. What's the deal?
Just like the bananas, except it's white when it's fresh and it turns green and moldy when it starts to go bad. Hey, you had an experience with that. If the viewer is Rochelle, if you're not Rochelle, get the fuck out of here. Or keep listening, I don't know.
That explains everything. I thought the Who's didn't like anything that was green.
They continue going up and down the aisles with Martha choosing what to buy while explaining what each item is, and sometimes she would ask Grinch to grab items that were too high for her and he would place them in the cart. It seems as though the Grinch is starting to calm down and starting to learn to be more helpful and thoughtful. All of a sudden, Grinch stops in front of a shelf with the cans of baked beans.
Martha, what are these?
Those are baked beans, why do you ask?
When I would scrounge around the Who's trash for food, I would come across these cans, and they were always empty. I rub my finger around the inside of the can, get most of it out if I could, and then lick my finger. I love the taste of it. Can we get some?
Okay, but you can't have too much at a time because it can give you gas. And you certainly don't need any more than you already have. Let them in, too! God. Take, like, 3 cans for now, and we'll see if you like it. Or if I like it. Camera fades away. Fades into scene at his cave. The Grinch would return to his cave after spending every day with Martha May, and would try to convince himself that he was happy in his own surroundings.
I have all these modern conveniences. I have plenty of delicious food.
The camera shows him picking up handfuls of broken glass.
Although I do have to admit that filet mignon yesterday was to die for.
Grinch over at Max. Hold on. Julius just walked upstairs and said milk. Held a Baskin-Robbins cup full of milk at me. Anyway.
I really don't need people to like me.
Grinch cups his hands around his mouth and yells,
I don't need people to like me.
You can hear the echo repeat, I don't need people to like me. Grinch yells back with a questionable look on his face.
Right?
The echo yells back, you're an idiot! And that's what his echo sounds like. Grinch looks frustrated and bounces back into his chair. Grinch looks at Max and says,
Alright.
Max growls. The Grinch stands back up and says,
Okay, maybe I'm not right. Maybe I think I'm in love and I want to spend the rest of my life with Martha May.
Grinch does a happy dance. Grinch looks down at Max, who is doing a happy dance also. The camera fades away. The Grinch and Martha May continue to see each other for many months. On this one special day, the two of them are having a great time at the Leon Day Hoovation with all the townspeople. For those who don't know, Leon Day is June 25th, which is halfway to Christmas. Leon is Noel spelled backwards. There's a closed parentheses there, but not an open one. Crazy. The Grinch takes Martha's hand and walks her to the head table, where the mayor and all the town officials are sitting. Martha is totally confused as to what is happening. The Grinch stops with Martha in front of the mayor and reaches over and grabs the microphone.
Could I please have your attention?
He puts the microphone back on the table next to him. He turns to Martha, he kneels down on one knee and asks,
Martha May, will you be my wife?
She is excited and overwhelmed. Yes, yes, yes. He opens a ring box and takes out a beautiful ring and slides it on her finger, then stands and gives her a big kiss. Aww. All the Who's in Whoville are cheering and clapping and excited for the couple, except for one. The camera does a close-up of a disgusted look on the mayor's face. Mayor Augustus Mayhew. They both go back to their table and she asks him, where did you get this beautiful ring?
Well, I made it at the same time I made you the Christmas ornament that I brought to school that day. I wanted to give it to you the same day as a friendship ring, but as you know, that didn't go very well.
Camera fades into flashback. We all know how that turned out. Show flashback of the Grinch making the ornament, and also a new scene of him making her the ring, with all the small fragments of the stones of various colors he broke up with the hammer. Ignore the music. Fucking cool. He melted the small fragments onto a small ring he found. He had the ring in his pocket when he went to school that day, but never gave it to her, because that day turned out so awful for him. He had that ring in his pocket when he ran away from Whoville, thinking he would never return. He cherished that ring and saved it as a remembrance of Martha. Is there, like, Martha lore that I just wasn't aware of in the first movie? Did they meet at some point? I haven't watched Jim Carrey's The Grinch in a hot fucking minute, so I don't really know, but whatever, man. Camera fades into following scene. Show scenes of Martha and Grinch sitting in Martha's home, with many discussions on whether to move into a new home or stay in her existing home, what to do with his cave, and all of his belongings.
How about we sell this dump and move into my cave? It's completely furnished, plenty of space. You don't have to worry about taxes, crowds, paying bills.
Before he got to finish, Martha said, "That is completely off the table. First of all, this place is not a dump, and there is absolutely no way I would move into that dark, dirty, damp, disgusting hole in a mountain." I mean, just kind of like Jesus, dude. Move in with me. No, your house sucks dick, dude. Fuck you.
Okay, I guess I agree. It does have some minor issues, like
While nodding his head up and down and counting on his fingers.
no fresh air, no bathrooms, no fire exit, no open floor concept between the cooking area and the eating area. Oh, I love that look. Not enough room for that king-size bed we want.
Well, I'm glad you came to your senses on that topic. We can live here for a while, and we can start looking for a larger place to live where we have enough room to start a family someday. That's right, a family. My clock is ticking. I would love to have a child. Wouldn't you?
Well, I guess I never really thought about it before, but I guess I would love to have some baby Marthas and baby Grinches around. If we want a new house and raise a family.
Grinch puts his finger on his lips for a couple of seconds and points his finger in the air as he has an idea.
But I have to figure out how to earn a living. I've got to get a job.
Lou said there's an opening at the post? I can read. Post office.
No way I can stay in a building all day. I have to tinker, design things, build things with my bare hands. It's like all those inventions in my cave.
Pacing back and forth with his arms to his side.
I know some of them seem primitive, but it was with junk I collected from the Who's trash. And with hardly any tools except the broken or worn out tools that I would come up the trash chute every now and then. Even those tools I would make myself.
The Grinch is actually very timing. Fuck. The Grinch is actually very lucky with his timing to live in Whoville, as they had closed the trash chute. It had created a trash-to-energy power station and a recycling center. Most of his food source had stopped in the process. The Who's intention was not to shut him off, as they didn't know that he was living off of their garbage. They just wanted to create a cleaner environment all around them. And that's just kind of a crazy lore drop to throw in the middle of all that.
I've got it!
No, boy, I can't wait to hear this.
We might have to get a loan from the bank, which is highlighted, to get started, but we can build a ski slope on the mountain. Make my cave into some sort of clubhouse or a lodge, and maybe a food stand. I can build a gondola to carry people up and down the mountain. When there's no snow, we can just give rides. I'm getting so excited just thinking about it. I can do it. I know I can.
Grinch gets up and does his happy dance. Dude, I've never seen you so excited. You know what? I believe you can do it. What a great idea. Oh, wait, that's O's. I thought I was laughing. Wait, what? Tell me, what is it?
Get the fuck out of here.
It's not milk anymore. What did you do to that? Get the fuck out of here.
The old trash chute, we can clean it really good and let the kids slide down it. When they're at the bottom, they can ride the gondola back to the top. Maybe I'll even paint it so it looks like a big long candy cane.
Grinch, while pointing to each finger.
We can serve hot chocolate and coffee in the colder months and serve ice cream and soft drinks and shakes in the summer. We can barbecue roast beef sandwiches and roast beef burgers.
Grinch rubs his belly and says,
I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. I'm going to town hall tomorrow and see what we can have to do to get this started.
I'll go with you because I love this idea and I want to be a part of it. I'm not sure how the mayor's going to feel about this, but it's actually a win-win. It's going to be so much fun for the kids and adults. We're cleaning up dirty sites and creating jobs and tax revenue for Whoville. Woot woot! Let's do it!
write down some of these ideas and I'll make sketches to show the mayor. I've got the...
Camera fades away and then fades back into a variety of scenes in fast motion with Grinch with a pencil in each side of his head, a pencil sideways in his mouth, and of him drawing, making lines with a ruler, drawing with a protractor, and a compass ruler. Papers flying all over the place. Grinch tearing up plans, loud mumbling of hashtag @ symbol, %, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark, @ symbol, hashtag. Or £sign if you want to really be semantic with me. The Grinch stands up from his drawing table and holds up one of his large blueprints. You can barely see the drawings because the camera is showing from the back side of the paper looking towards the Grinch's face as he says,
"We will name it Mount Crumpet Park."
I don't know if I'm really... I think I'm losing this into something else. I think I'm turning into like a surly oil baron with my Grinch. Camera fades away and fades into a scene at Town Hall. Martha and Grinch do go to Town Hall with their ideas, and their sketches and blueprints. They see Mayor Mayhew and sit down with their plans. Grinch sets up a tripod and pulls down a large sketch of the entire park complex. He opens a telescoping pointer and begins to explain to the mayor. And then we'll do the rest of this later. Haha!